The Bamboo Project podcast starts in 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 10. So before we get into the topics of the day, I'm going to be starting off with screen time. For all of those who are new, that is when we check our phones to see how much time we have been spending on our phone last week. Most people don't know how much time they spend on their phone. So this is your reminder to keep your screen time under wraps. Last week, every single day, I spent an average of, I like this, 2 hours and 40 minutes on my phone.
That's a lie.
What do you mean?
It's a lie.
That's what it says.
That's for the entire week.
That's what it says.
Let me see your phone.
I didn't use my phone from Sunday to Wednesday.
What are you talking about?
That's what it says.
You turn your screen time off or confused? What happened?
I don't know. It never lies, so obviously. It said I did not use my phone from Sunday to Wednesday. I don't know what could have.
At all?
That's what it says.
Sounds suspicious.
You know what it is? All those other screen times are inaccurate because my phone wasn't updated. So it's probably more accurate that it's 2 hours a day as opposed to the 11 that it used to be. That seems more accurate. I think that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. Okay. What was your screen time?
So you can lie to yourself.
What was your? I'm not lying. It's just this is the phone. The phone is saying these things. What is your screen time?
You know what it is? The phone knows that you have the screen time check, and obviously y'all are in cahoots and came up with these numbers. For me, last week, and my numbers are probably severely inaccurate too.
Oh, really?
I was probably only on my phone for 10 minutes for the entire week. But it says that, for some reason, it says that I was on my phone for 6 hours and 22 minutes.
You got to figure out how to get down to 2 hours and 40 minutes.
My most used app is TikTok for almost 10 hours. Excuse me. Then Instagram for 8 hours, and then YouTube for 6 hours.
Oh, that's the topic coming up today.
Right. She got me.
Sprinkle.
Then Gmail for 3 hours and a half. Music for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Messages for 2 hours, and then Square for 2 hours. My average amount of pickups is 153, and my first use after pickup is Gmail, then messages, then Instagram, and then Square.
Now we are doing the subscriber check before we get into the topics of the day. So currently on the Bamboo Project, we are at 6,491 subscribers on that channel. Okay. And on the Ember Candle Co. channel, shout out to all of the Ember Candle Co. people, we are at 373 subscribers. And we are recording the video this week that'll get us some more views and subscribers. It's coming out. A lot of people have been asking for it, and now we are going to give it to y'all. Okay? So topic number 1 for today is the marketing loan. Okay? So as y'all know, the week before last week, we got approved conditionally for a loan that is only for online marketing. Now, I know it sounds crazy. I don't know why somebody would just give us a loan for online marketing, but that is what they have chosen to do. And who would I be to be like, no? Okay, we need all the funding that we can possibly get. All right. So they came and last week said you're conditionally approved. I did not know what conditionally meant for them. I just know that it doesn't mean we're giving you all the money and we're not giving you money right now. So the conditions were what were we going to spend the money on? Which at first we're kind of just like, sure, here you go. We're going to tell you a list of things we're going to spend the money on. And then once we sent them that, they said, well, that seems like it's more of a regular marketing loan, but we want an online marketing loan. And I'm like, sure, fine. Okay. So now we came up with a new budget for the online marketing loan, right? And they kind of liked it. Okay, this is cool. So they came back again and they go, all right, guys, we see that you gave us this, but now we need to know what is your estimated ROI as a business owner, right? This has been a pet peeve of mine since I was a young lad, okay? From when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. 16? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Even up until I first started trying to actually complete a business plan. I remember using a software for a company we were trying to create. It was called Quickies. It was an online ordering platform for groceries in the hood, right? And I remember going up to banks and going online, and they all asked for a business plan. So I found a software that allows me to kind of just answer questions, and it'll create a business plan based off the answer that I give to it. A lot of the questions were things like, how much are you going to make this year? What are your projections? What are your projections for the next 5 years? What are your projections for the next 10 years? I'm like, bro, I haven't even sold nothing yet. You make me write a business plan. I don't have no idea. Like, how am I supposed to estimate what my sales are going to be for next year? Then not only that, I can give them an idea. Like, okay, I think I'm going to make $10,000 this year or $20,000 this year. And then they'll ask me to break it down. And I'm like, bruh, first of all, you're asking for a business plan for something that is very hard to quantify. I think anyone that has a business doesn't necessarily have a business plan, especially not with numbers. Like, I feel like you really can't have that. You just making things up. Like, and then if someone was to question me about it, it's like, bro, I can't give you specific answers because it's too general. We haven't done it yet, so you can't get an answer. So I bring this up because they asked for ROI for the online marketing loan, right? And we're kind of like, how do we don't know what the ROI is. We have no way of knowing of what that could possibly be. What we decided to do was go onto the platform that we're going to run ads on and then use whatever they advertised as ROI for us. Do you remember what they said theirs was?
Facebook, I think they said was like, for every dollar you spend, you get $2 back.
Mm-hmm. And then what was the other one?
I think Google said every dollar you spend, you get like 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how I feel about that one, but that's what Google said. Yeah.
So that is, kind of like I said, that is the annoying thing when it comes to this. This is not even new to them. They've done this before when it came to lending us the $1,500. In the breakdown that we gave them platforms that we will have to use to create content, right? Here's another reason or example of how or why I hate when they do this. One of the platforms that we said we were going to use is Epidemic Sound, right? That platform provides music so you don't get copywritten on things that you post. How would I quantify my ROI on that? And this is why I feel like a lot of times these people, they don't understand business. And it's like, how do you get into a position that is connected to businesses when you don't understand businesses? I feel like a lot of times businesses is kind of just figuring it out. Just kind of figuring out what the plan is as you're going along. The majority of businesses that started are no longer what they started as. So for you to ask me to project my 5-year plan, I might as well just make something up, just create something out of nothing. But then again, when I do that, now you want to ask me more questions to that. It's like, bro, you and I both know, or maybe I know and you don't, that is not how a business works. It's just not how it works at all. So they asked for ROI. We decided to just use the platform, like I said before, to come up with an ROI number. They're gonna give us $2,500 this Friday, $1,500 for ads, and $1,000 for content creation. It's a far cry from the $7,500 that we thought we were gonna get. in one lump sum, but I guess we will have to figure it out. Okay, we don't know when we're gonna get 2,500 again, the second round of it. We don't know what they're looking for from us, and there's a learning curve that comes with these things. When we have wrote on our business ROI conditional approved response letter, we said that we would buy fares at the market, like we would book dates at the market, because that generates online sales. They're like, no, that doesn't count. And I'm like, but that gives us online sales. Like, people buy from the fair and buy again online. If we're being honest, all of our online sales have come in from fairs. Like 99%, the ones that don't come from there, I can't tell you where they came from. But 99% of people have probably bought a candle from the fair. So Friday we have to go in and we're gonna do another contract signing to receive the funds or the monies, and we will go from there. I am excited to see what comes from it, only because online is a space that we have not really tapped into yet, and that would alleviate a lot of pressure that we have, because we can make money during the week or more money during the week and use that money to hire somebody to go to work at the fair, because then they could just hire somebody to go to the fair and just be marketing. And this is for you, Melissa. Do you remember the thing I gave you yesterday? Like, somebody else asked how was their weekend. Her response was, yeah, we just come here. We don't come here for sales. We just come for marketing and brand awareness and trying to get our name out there more.
And that's why it'd be weird. We come off as weird.
What, that we're selling?
Yes. Because that's how they'll come over and try to have a full-blown conversation with you, with the person there. In their head is they not buying nothing anyway, because nobody's here to sell. That's
going to be our first online marketing loan. So I'm hoping over the next month or two we actually figure it out. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to figure it out. I wonder how many people they give the money to actually have effectively run ads. So y'all may have heard of someone. Okay, her name is Sprinkle. Now, she is a very important character in the world that we have today. Okay, Melissa stumbled across her maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna call her Pink Pill. Okay, a lot of the older folk here may not be familiar with the term Red Pill. It is a term that has been coined by the younger generation for men that try to be more masculine, and then that translates into working out, making money, getting women, things like that. I remember saying on this podcast, y'all be knowing, I be championing women all the time. There was a book called The Game, and it pretty much talks about how to get women. And I always wondered, where is the book for women on how to get men? Where's the book for women who learn how to run game, learn how to be more of a woman? And I remember telling Melissa, hey, if you become that person, you're gonna blow up. If you can figure it out how to be a woman, it'll blow up. I remember when I was younger, my mom had one of them Steve Harvey books, Dress Like a Man, Think Like a Woman, Think Like a Woman, Dress Like a Man, Act Like a Man, Think Like a Woman, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. Yes, I think that's what it was. I think it was Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, right? And I remember reading these books because I wanted to know what women were reading so I could know what I was up against, right? That was my whole thing when I was 14. I'm I got to figure it out. What are they doing? I don't know what's going on that side. I got to figure it out, right? And at the end of the day, the book was still written by a man. I could never find one written by women until now. Okay, sprinkle. I used to try to think of people who might be considered womanly or whatever. I think that she has it down to a T, to a T. The biggest idea I have about this or about her is that being a woman is a choice, which also now led me down the path of being a man is a choice, right? But not for trans people. Those people cannot do it. It's just the people the other ones. Like if you're a girl, you could be a woman. If you're a boy, you could be a man. If you're a girl, you can't be a man. It's just before anybody gets confused about how I feel about those two things. I think as a girl, being a woman is a choice. And I think that over the years, we have diminished the value of a woman. We start calling them weak. We start calling them like incapable. And we started trying to push them into being more of what men should be. Shira 7 comes along and starts explaining to people, or women specifically, how to be a woman. I feel like I know her. Like when I watch the videos with Melissa, like I get it. But the biggest thing about her is that it's a choice to be a woman. She has never said that. That's my interpretation of it. So some examples of that I mean would be how you dress, right? You dress, you feel girly. Like you dress in ways to feel girly, and it will affect how your response to different interaction with different people. So you get your nails done, you get your hair done, you wear dresses and skirts and, you know, pants and heels and whatever other things that make you feel really girly. And then it translates into you feeling more like a woman. Let's talk about arguing with men.
I'm getting to those videos. She says not to argue.
Did she say why? Oh, I'm listening.
Because Shira is not she's not a love coach.
Mm-hmm.
She is a financial advisor.
Ha. Okay.
So, because her main thing is that
that's funny.
Women are like told to be more masculine for different reasons. Sometimes we're told by other women to be more masculine because of what they went through with their men. Sometimes we're told by, and it's not a bad thing if I want to be a aeronautics engineer, or if I want to, you know, do something like that.
Be a race car driver.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the value is put on what men see value as. So what men see as valuable is having a job, having money, and all of that stuff, and being in a very high position, being able to take care of yourself. That's what men see as being valuable. Things that traditionally would be attributed to women have been now looked down upon. I don't think it's as appreciated as it was before. It now has kind of created a competition with the men. If I'm an independent woman, I have all my stuff together, I have everything that I need for myself, and then I get with a man that also either is on the kind of the same level, or like kind of has, let's say, even less. Let's say you have. Now it's a power struggle within the dynamic of that relationship. What Shira 7 mostly kind of preaches is that you should date someone that has more money than you as a woman, because that's the guy's value. That's what they bring to the table. She has such a great grasp on the concept, and has been doing it for such a very long time, that I think she's able to articulate it in a way that makes sense and is not offensive. And if she is being offensive, it's on purpose. I
think that men do what they do for women, whether they want to believe it or not. I think everything that men do is to get women, which is why I put so much weight on women. And one thing I like about her is that she doesn't advocate for weak women. She doesn't advocate for you to be, like, even in her words, submissive. But there is still an idea of how to respond to your man when he's talking, and how to approach situations that deal with multiple men or things like that.
One thing that you just said that I like, men are supposed to like provide for women.
I said that? I thought you said that.
That's what you just said.
Oh, okay.
I thought you just said that.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Somebody said it.
Right.
So, you said that men get what they get, like do what they do for women.
Yes.
To get women. But the thing is, that is true. Men do what they do. They get the job, they get the car, they work out for women. Then when they come in women's face and be like, oh, you shouldn't want my money, you shouldn't want me to look a certain way, you shouldn't want this and that. Boom.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So here's the thing. I think that those men aren't finding women. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
I think that, one, they're probably finding girls. That's number one. And I think that a lot of those men who are like that probably aren't really men. Because as she said multiple times, if you are a man and you have money, you don't care about spending money on your girl or girls in general.
I think the men or the guys that are like that are listening kind of to the blue pill thing.
Red pill
thing, yeah.
I don't think they are. I mean, they might, but I don't think that they do that. You can't be a man. You cannot feel like a man, have a woman, and not buy her stuff. It's incompatible. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, you don't feel manly if your woman is like, I need this, and you can't get it. If you know when you feel manly, when you take your girl shopping, you go get whatever you want. Go in there. You want the car, get that. You want the shoes, get that. You want the bag, get that. You want to go over here, get that. Men will feel very manly when they do that. Men do not feel manly when they're like, all right, 50-50, here's the bill. You got to, I forgot my hat. They don't walk out of that conversation or that dinner table, whatever, feeling like, yeah, I'm a man. Like, they don't feel like, they feel like they feel like a weak person who got a win. That's how they feel. But men don't feel like that. Men want to pay for stuff. If you gave $10 billion, that's nice round number. He would spend so much money on his wife, girlfriend, or girls in general. In general, he'd be like, I'm gonna buy her this. Because he might spend $1 million on something because he's like, yeah, you want that? He's $1 million, right? If he is a millionaire, he would splurge on a 30-year-old who's like regular. He would buy her all the things she wants to get, buy her a nice new car, all that stuff, because he feels manly. But the problem is when you, like I said, I think it's the weak men that get money and they're like, I'm about to beat her 50-50. Yeah, I got, yeah, bro. I ain't even pay for that date, bro. I ain't even pay. Yeah, I won. And it's like, you have to like kind of justify that doing that. Like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna let her take advantage of my money. It's like, you don't have enough money then.
So who do you think is at fault? Is it the men or the women? I know what you're gonna say.
Right, I'm gonna say women. Because it's like, this is why I was saying earlier, I put so much weight on the woman, is because, and this is, okay, I also think this gets misconstrued a lot. When guys put weight on women, I think that somehow it became interpreted as, we need women to do more manly things. We need women to now go get a job. We need women to now get a higher education. We need women to now drive cars, like whatever the thing, like that's what I think become how it misinterpreted when we put that on women to do.
I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like women didn't want to rely on men anymore. And I think that's why we're where we're at now.
You think women didn't want to rely on men anymore?
If you've only seen men not be men, they're not taking care of their women. They're stepping out of a relationship and they're not even bringing half to the table. Or let's say you do put your trust into the man that you marry, and then things go, like, let's say something happens to them and now you're left in a situation that you don't even know what's up and what's down. A lot of people from that leave jaded and then teach younger women, no, you need to have your own money, you need to have your own accounts, you need to have your own everything. Don't let a man control you or pay for things, because then you're going to be left in a bad situation, versus teaching them how to find a man that is worth like doing that for, or that would actually take care of you, because they don't know where to find it themselves.
I think it's a woman's fault.
And I was just thinking too, I think also, if my mindset is I don't want a man to control everything, I don't want him to take care of me, because then I can't take care of myself, then when a man comes up to me and then he said he want to go 50-50, it's like, yeah, I want to go 50-50 too, because you're not going to control me.
Right. So here's how I think the dynamic should work. I think if you ever watch those shows, maybe like Succession or maybe even Power or House of Cards, or even Game of Thrones, right? Whenever they have some type of king in the show, there's always some type of mentor or behind the scenes person that has a lot of power within that kingdom, whatever show you want to use, right? Whether it's in the hood, whether it's on England, whether it's in the financial world, they'll be the main character, and then there's somebody who is like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, don't trust that, right? That to me is women. And a lot of times what'll happen with dynamics is he's still the king of whatever show we're talking about, right? The guy is still the king of that show. That other person has a tremendous amount of influence and power over the king, even though he or she does not run the kingdom. The king does. But it's usually like some old man who's like been there for 100 years. He's like, oh man, you shouldn't do that. But then he's like, listen, you want to talk to the king? You got to go through me first. Like he ain't doing that. He ain't doing none of that shit. Right? That's what I think the woman's role is. But I feel like it kind of comes back to this. I don't know why or how it came up that they now want to be the king. So that's where I feel like there's disconnect or miscommunication. I feel like women now want to be the king, even though there is a tremendous amount of power in being the king's right-hand man.
I think that...
Or a woman, right? Or a transgender.
I think that nobody acknowledges that power, or no one really talks about the fact that it exists and that it's there. So... whenever people talk about, being powerful or being in control of your situation, they always refer to the man. So it's kind of like, okay, if I feel like my life is out of control and I need to get into control, that means that I now have to become the man. Versus I need to find me a man that would bring control into my life or whatever. I
think, like Shira said, one of the powers that women have that they don't utilize or don't know that they have to utilize is... Now, it's not, what's her name? Build Me Brandisha? What's her name? Build Me Brandy?
Builder Barbara.
Builder Barbara, right?
Barbara the Builder.
Right, Barbara the Builder. Women have the ability to make a man very successful.
That is true.
They have that ability to do that if they know how to do it, because you can amplify a man's energy. You can amplify how he's feeling, what work he gets done, and a lot of those things, depending on who you're on, like on how good you are at being a woman. I think in the past, women used to do that by cooking and cleaning. It's like, my man is at work all day, I'm at home, and I'm going to make sure that when he comes in the house, he's not stressed, so that he can go back to work and keep working the next day. He comes in the house, have his food ready, take his shoes off, give him a massage, whatever I'm doing to make sure that he feels good enough to go back out and make more money for us. All men don't need that. All men don't need you to cook and clean. But I think that women haven't figured out the other things that amplify that man. And I think a lot of times they think it's like, well, I'm going to do more manly things for that. So one thing that Shira talked about was talking to your man about things that he likes to do. Like, show interest in things that go read a book on building, I don't know, a company, or read a book on coding or something. So you can have a basic level convo and be like, hey man, how them sprockets coming along? And you like... Who tell you about sprocket? I think you showed me a video where there was a girl who was... I've seen two videos like this. One of them was a girl who was talking in Greek to her boyfriend.
I think so.
Right? And he was like... He thought it was cute at first, because she said like, hey in Greek. And then he responded like, hey. And then she asked him like, how's your mom? He's like, she's doing good. He's like, yeah, 'cause I know last week she was feeling sick. He was like, wait. How you know? Wait. You saying too much Greek and stuff. And then she kept going in Greek. And now he's like, wait. You had to actually go and learn Greek just to be able to have this very small convo with me. Something like that will boost a man to go out and go find more jobs. Something that small. All you did was do Duolingo for 2 weeks or something like that, or maybe a month. You come to him and you're like, yeah, man, I'm learning Greek so I can talk to him. And something as small as that energizes the man, gives him energy to go out and make more money to give you stuff, and he's gonna want to spend more money on you. He will spend way more money on you for you investing $80 into Duolingo to learn his language. But it's like, if he don't speak Greek, a girl might hear me talking right now and go, I'm gonna learn Spanish. And he's like, well, that might not be his thing. Everybody speaks Spanish. Like, nobody really here speaks Greek other than the people, like the very small community. So depending on what that person likes, that's the thing that you figure out to do to boost that person. And I think that a lot of men, they feel they don't have that. They don't really have. And as I was talking, I think that a lot of men's batteries are either dead or dying, because the women is the energizer for them. And it's not, I don't think the woman has to be a superhero. She has to be able to just speak Greek for 2 conversations. And that gives him a full charge to go out and do something crazy. Right? Something like that regularly throughout the day, or throughout the week or month or whatever, does that. And now he's bragging, he's buying her stuff, he's doing all type of stuff that she wants from something as small as that.
Because but where do you stop? Like, is she because of a Greek expert? So where she's correcting him on his Greek, like, that's. But
that's the thing. You don't have to do that, because I'm saying there are different things to be attentive to. So you don't, like I said, you can learn Greek for like a month, and he'd be like, man, that was cute that you learned Greek a little bit. Like, we having like really baby convos about it. You don't have to be the best Greek talker in a relationship. You don't have to. That's not what you don't need to do that. It's just I'm gonna get my man up. I'm gonna learn a little bit of Greek. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna show him a code. I think I coded on a computer. Could you imagine how crazy it would be if you had a girlfriend? She don't even code. She came home one day. She was like, "Well, I made this little app on my thing today." He would be like, "What? What do you mean you made an app?" Well, I've been learning for like a month. What? Why are you making that face?
Because I feel like the execution isn't as simple as I feel like it's being said.
Okay. Can you elaborate?
Google Sheets.
Okay. What about it?
Okay. Because I felt like I was trying to figure out how to like do it, so that I'm like, oh look at this spreadsheet that I made. But then it's kind of like I kept making spreadsheets, but you're better at making spreadsheets than I am. So then that's why I said, at what point do you stop?
Okay, so there's 2 things. One, like you said, you are now becoming the spreadsheet maker. That's too far. Because his would have been something that would have, like I said, would have been better. If you had spent like, if I came in the house and you were watching Google Sheets on the computer, on the TV, I'd be like, what are you doing? You'd be like, oh, I'm trying to learn more about Google Sheets. I'd be like, what? You'd be like, yeah, I was trying to figure something out, so I just went to go Google it. That is something where it's like, oh, you are trying to learn more about something that I like. Something like that, right? Or if you said, again, if you went to, what could you come up with? I think you would have had to study it for like a month. Because what you would have made, I would have been shocked that you made that.
Okay.
So I'm like, wow, you actually went in and like, how you learn this formula? This is not a add sum plus formula. This is something that you really had to go and sit down and learn how to do.
Okay, I see. Where it's kind of like, it wasn't enough effort put into learning the thing.
Right. And it could be intervals of that. Every 3 or 4 months or 2 months, something like that, a girl do that. Come up with some new shit that she learned about her man and just improve on that. So like I said, that's something that I feel like is very important for women. And women, stop trying to be men. You are very powerful. I've been saying this. I've been preaching this for like 4 years now. Women are more powerful than men. They are, right? Not strength wise, more powerful in terms of what power is, but a simple fact that you have something that we want to get more than the other way around, right? You are born with something that inherently we want. We have to go out and get resources to then make you want us. That's pretty much how that goes.
So that's the thing. What you're saying is what Shira be saying, but for women. Wait, like.
Am I saying that right now for women?
You are, but as a woman. Let me say.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where she's like, we are the prize. We are the thing that men are trying to get. We are, like, that's what she says. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I really like about Shira is she will give you anecdotes or kind of tell you how to go about scenarios and situations. And I think that's really important, because I could want to be a woman really badly, pretty much, but I won't know how to go about those conversations or what I'm supposed to do in those scenarios without seeing it through somebody else first. And there's not really a lot of women to grab that from.
Bruh, it's really not. And the ones that there are super young. And I'm like, you can't know nothing yet. You're 24.
And I think men have the same problem.
In terms of not knowing anything?
It's in terms of like not really having male role models to fashion that on too.
Like I said, I think intrinsically men do not want that. I think inherently men want to provide resources for their women. I think that's a good line, by the way. Provide resources, because it doesn't have to be money, but it's definitely physical stuff though. Like it's not like emotional support stuff. But that's on there. It's lower on the list though. It's lower on the list.
I think as a woman, I don't want to feel incapable, like not able to control my situation. But if there's a man around, I'm only gonna help him.
So, like I said, this is why I'm gonna say something.
And not for anything in return.
It's a game I'm playing right now called Balloons. It's a really fun game. Your power is very different than guys. You can't carry the heavy thing, but you have the power to get someone to carry the heavy thing for you, and that way the heavy thing still got to where it's supposed to get to. My power is I can build muscle faster and bigger than you, so I can carry things by myself.
My favorite thing is a chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the moves that the queen can make,
mm-hmm.
and look at the moves that the king can make.
Mm-hmm.
But the queen, she could go across the whole board and do all that stuff as the queen,
mm-hmm.
but she's still doing it for the king.
Yes.
She's doing it to protect the king.
Absolutely.
She's doing it to make the king stronger. But she has the influence over everybody else on the board, pretty much.
Yes.
And then the king, like, you cannot step to the king. No one can step directly to the king.
What do you mean?
If you come within that radius, it's over. The king will take you.
Yeah, like I said, I think that is another great analogy, because I'm telling y'all, as a man, women are more powerful than men. And then the asterisk or caveat to that is, don't ever think you're bigger than he is.
I found out. The queen wasn't always the queen. It used to be called like an advisor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it didn't always move the way that it moves now.
Interesting.
It used to only move one space. So as time went on,
mm-hmm.
the queens in real life became more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like, to the point where they were like, okay, like, the king means business, but so does our queen. So they kind of, it's like Mary Tudor, Isabella of the Castile, I think. People like that, they kind of like influenced the chess piece. Like, the people in chess was like, okay, instead of making this advisor, we're gonna make it a queen, and now we're gonna have her move all these spaces because of how powerful the queens were in real life.
That's interesting.
And then I also saw two things about the king. One, they said it'll be very hard to checkmate a king that can move like the queen does.
Mm-hmm.
They also said that the king is coordinating everyone else's movements.
Listen, I be saying there is a symbiotic relationship between the two. The man is telling the woman what to do. The woman is more powerful than the man. But the woman is advising the man on how to do the things that he's doing. It's symbiotic. It works together. It's a push and pull of both of the things. Even still, with that being said, it should be 100-0 for the man,
Sir.
for the woman, right?
Well, listen, according to
Sprinkle.
the Shira meant to have that. They have to pay for it. Period.
Listen, I listen. That is, I like her because she's putting a fire under men's ass to be more manly. Other men are not doing a great job. They just, funny enough, I think that's actually hilarious. So one of the things Dante would always say is that a woman can't teach a man to be a man. And I think that's true. I think she has to be a woman and make him a man. It's not an external thing. You want to make your man manly, it's not external. It's internal. You have to become more womanly for him to become more manly. I guess it kind of works both ways. I don't know if it goes the other way as much. It does, but
what?
Like, if a man is more manly, does his woman become more womanly?
I think so.
I think so, but I don't know how. I don't know.
Why is that?
I used to think that.
To raise a woman, like raise his daughter.
That too, or just dating.
I think if you start off womanly at first, you're fine.
What do you mean?
Like, if I'm with a really manly man, I'm not gonna try. Like, I'm not gonna try and outman him. But
you're still not being a woman though. Cause that's the thing. Outmanning him is the wrong way of going about it. You need to max out your woman. You want to beat him, you have to max out your woman card. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think a man can make a woman max out her woman card.
So what makes a woman max out her woman?
Herself. She can max out her woman card. I don't think a man can max out her woman card.
But he can max out his man card for a woman.
Exactly. Depending on how. Right.
She always talks about leveling up, and that's what that is. That's what that would be. Mm-hmm. For me to become like a superwoman.
Right.
And then the man that wants to be with a superwoman is gonna
become Superman.
And he's gonna be a Superman to be with me, a superwoman.
Right. So, listen, I'm telling y'all, she's doing God's work, and she must be protected. And shout out to TikTok for having her videos everywhere. She should live on forever, and I will be promoting. I am a sprinkle stan. Sprinkle. So we had last week's craft fair, topic number 3, or the next topic for the day is last week's craft fair. So it was a pretty good attempt at a craft fair. It rained all Saturday. Sunday it was decent, but not good. Actually, it was closer to bad than it was decent. We unveiled the new scents this weekend, and we actually brought the new candles. They have labels and everything on them. Funny enough, I need to buy QR codes. And the sign came in. Oh, that's gonna be a thumbnail. That's gonna be a thumbnail for mad future videos. Just different colors. Yeah. Every thumbnail gonna be a picture of us in front of the sign, doing something different. Having bags up, standing on the table, holding up new candle scents. Yeah, we unveiled the new scents, and I think overall it was a decent unveiling. A couple of people wanted to get the bigger versions of them, but we didn't have them yet. I think over the weekend we only did like $800, maybe something like that, which is a very, 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 very poor weekend. Like very, 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 very poor weekend. It'll be a better weekend coming up. It is Memorial Weekend, and I'm very interested to see whether or not it'll be a busier weekend than we're used to. So we're gonna have the new big scents. We have them on the table right now. We got to do the labels for them. I'm excited to see how they go. Perfumes were selling last week. We sold like 3 of those. If Sunday did not rain, and we had the sign on Sunday. Listen, the sign was signing. The sign was signing for sure. Like, it was doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm very excited to see Saturday when the sign. A lot of y'all in Discord have seen the sign. Maybe I'll post a picture of it here. For all those not in the Discord who haven't seen the sign yet, or who are not on Instagram, y'all wouldn't have seen the sign. But I'll put it here. I'm telling you, that sign going crazy. The sign going stupid dumb crazy. All right. So that's how last weekend went. Okay, now for the house update for the insurance claim. Still in the process of everything, you guys. We're trying to get this wrapped up. I got an email from some investigation unit about the situation, who works with the insurance agency. But as it stands right now, the last time I talked to them, they were pretty much saying that I have to send them receipts, but I don't have really any receipts. And then during our phone call, now y'all gonna love this, they said that I should try and contact my contractor to get the receipts from him. And I'm like, listen, we owe him $10,000. He and I did not end on good terms based off of our relationship and how the house went and how long it took. So they said, okay, fine, they'll try and contact him. So I gave him their number, or I gave them his number for them to call and try and get in contact with him. As it stands right now, he has not responded to them. And on my end, I don't really have a way of getting the receipts. I tried talking to Lowe's. If you guys have any way of how I can get them, please let me know. But as of right now, I don't have the credit card I used to use. I literally just threw it out like a week or two ago. Like, I just threw out the credit card. It was been deactivated for months now. So I'm like, all right, it's just taking up space. I'm gonna throw it out. Now they asked for the credit card. So Lowe's, but they said they couldn't pull it up because it might have been too long, like past 90 days. But she said maybe having the credit card will work. It's not a definite, but she said maybe. I don't know what they're gonna do because I don't have receipts. He pretty much was saying that I would not be able to get things or get money for things I do not have receipts for. And right now I pretty much have a receipt for some of the stuff, 'cause I didn't even buy the water heater. Honestly, I might have a receipt for, I might have the receipt if I go and check back on my phone, like a picture of it. I'm gonna check that. I might have that, because I'm like, why on earth would I not email a receipt to myself? I just hate having my email sent out to people, because they be having, listen, every other week these companies get hacked. Oh, sorry guys, emails got stolen by somebody else. And I'm just tired of giving people my email. But maybe I'll have like a burner email account that I use for people to just send nonsense stuff to. I'm gonna need one of those. Yeah. That's what I probably have to do. But yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try and find those receipts in my email, in my pictures. I might have one or two maybe. And I'm hoping, like I said, I would love this to be over by the end of May or June. I'm gonna ask the guy what he thinks, how long this will take for it to be over. Next on topics of the day is my working schedule. So I've learned about myself that because I wake up early, I work like 2 shifts of a day. And I was always kind of get mad at myself that I would be tired around 2 or 3 o'clock. And I'm like, Donovan, it's so early. What do you mean you tired? How are you tired? It's like the day hasn't even really, nothing. Like, you have a whole day left, right? And now that I think about it, when I wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock, I work from 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 1 to 2. That's an 8-hour shift that I just worked. And then I'm going to work again from more or less 2 to 10. So now that I understand that about myself, I try and get all of my heavy things done during my first shift early in the morning, like very early in the morning. Anything I feel is going to take up a lot of time or be exhausting to me, I do it early in the morning. So now when my second shift comes, or the end of my first shift and I'm tired, I can take a little break, play some games, relax, take a nap. Bruh, yesterday, oh my goodness, yesterday I took like a 15-minute nap. I never felt so more refreshed ever, like from a midday nap. I was doing inputting some numbers on some spreadsheet or something, and I was like, you know what, Donovan, you've been up for 8 hours already working. Just go to sleep, take a nap. Like, it's fine, take a nap. But I took a nap for like 15-20 minutes. I was like, wow, that was great. Got right back to working. Got right back to doing more, putting it in. I was shocked by how effective that nap was. Like, it wasn't like it was literally a little tiny nap. So I'm gonna try and incorporate that more into my schedule, at least when I feel it. Just go to sleep. Like, I've been up. Right now it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:30. We've been up since 6:30, 7 o'clock. So like I said, it's my biggest thing for the day is this. And then maybe prep some more candles. But other than that, I'm chilling. So League of Villains segment is here. Shout out to Melissa and her League of Villains segment.
I'm looking a bit more feminine today. Sprinkle. So we got an email from a company called Folklore Connect. We got this email maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it's been in our inbox, and we've kind of just been like joining any platform pretty much that asks us, because it'll increase brand awareness, visibility on the brand and everything, and sometimes they'll connect back to your website. Other websites that links to your website is like a really good thing for SEO, and we're still, trying to build that online part of our business. So, it's been in the inbox, so I was like, all right, let's do it. They wanted to schedule a call. I had the call yesterday. So I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit. We've thought about what retailers we'd want the candles to be in. So I know the first places that may come to people's minds is like, when you think of candles, like, oh yeah, Target, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond, or like Bath and Body Works and stuff. Well, not Bath and Body Works, because they have their own candles, but you get what I'm saying. Like a Target, like a Marshalls, TJ Maxx kind of vibe. But that is not what we see for the candles. We actually think that our candles would be better suited for like the Container Store, or like places that sell the candles for like a higher price point, because it is, a luxury candle, and it is, it's in that price range. So I got on the call with the Folklore Connect. We're going to be uploading the brand onto their platform and everything. And I think everything's going to be finalized by tomorrow, honestly. I was going to say next week, but tomorrow. And while we're on the call, I'm like, damn, I should probably check and see if this is a scam. Because we've been on other wholesaling. It's also a wholesaling business-to-business platform. So we are on another platform called Fair. That's pretty popular. But the thing with Fair, it's free. It's free to be on it. But we haven't gotten any traction from it. I do think it's because of personally how our page looks, and that we don't have a lot of products because we only had 4 cents. But we're going to update all that. But either way, we're on Fair. Fair doesn't ask us for money, though. You could spend money on advertising on Fair so that you can get more visibility and be more likely to get wholesale orders from the people on the platform. But it is not something that you have to pay for to be on. When we were on the phone, she said, yeah, there's a free version, but there's also these 2 paid versions. One is $1,800 a year. The other one is $4,700 a year. So I'm like, you asking for money? This might be a scam. So I go and look it up, and it is not a scam. It is not a scam. The reason why the higher tiers ask for money is because they are in a partnership with Nordstrom, with Shopboat or something like that. It's a lot of different high-end retailers. I can't remember them off the top of my head. And pretty much once you pay, you get a sales rep that advocates on the behalf of your brand to Nordstrom, to the other high-end brands that are on the platform, and they're going to be ordering wholesale. So she asked me, how much can I produce? I'm like, listen, I can make 1,000 candles in a week. You feel me? But if they were to ask me for that order, let's say they want to get 1,000 candles at what we'd probably sell it at for wholesale, it's probably what? $10? $5?
They're small. 10.
At $10.
Maybe like 8.
Maybe 8. Yeah. If we're selling 1,000 candles at $8, that's $8,000, y'all. What? That's crazy. So, and half of that would be profit. At least. So, like I said, we're finalizing that on the platform, and that's just 1,000. Listen, like I said, very excited, or curious to see what comes from it. We probably won't start. We're definitely not going to start off with the paid version. But I'm happy to have that as an option, or have that as a way to kind of get into the retailers that we're trying to get into. And you don't need to be on the paid version to have that visibility. So it's, like I said, I'm liking that a lot. A little bit before the podcast started, we actually also got another email. This one is from a NYU, I don't know if it's student or faculty member, and they are actually NYU is funding some LGBT weddings. and pretty much they want to have Ember Candle Co. as one of the, they're having like a gift basket. They're asking us if we'd be able to give like a donation of a gift card, which I like a lot, to the couples that are getting married. And the reason why I say I like that a lot is because gift cards, it could be a $15 gift card, it could be a $20 gift card. And I like gift cards versus asking for a candle, because with a gift card, they can choose to get a bigger candle and experience the candle, like the candle, and then become a returning customer. Like, that's a possibility. And they're not essentially, they don't have to get something for free, if that makes sense. So, and like I said, I don't mind doing it. They're not really asking for a lot. It's like 8 couples. So even if they, let's say they end up getting the small candles for free, it's 8 small candles. It's not really that bad. And like I said, that's someone new that's experiencing our candle in our brand. So that's really cool. And we've been getting a lot of kind of like, especially LGBTQ inquiries for the brand, and I'm like, why is that? So we are on Google Maps. Donovan set up our Google store, and one of the things that it says on there is that we're LGBT friendly. So I think I have a hunch that that's the reason why we're getting all these inferences. So it's kind of interesting, and it's kind of cool to see what is coming from just being on Google. People have called us to ask us what our store hours are, if they could come and pick up candle making kits. I'm like, I don't even got a candle making kit. But I was like, shit, I could make one though. But they needed it like too quickly. So, but it's a lot of stuff. We're getting a lot of eyes on the brand just from being on Google Maps. So listen, if you got a candle brand, try that. What else? So I do want to give my personal opinion on Shira, sprinkle. I think that, like I said, my favorite thing about her channel is kind of the fact that she is kind of giving a blueprint or giving more insight as to how women or ladies are supposed to act and stuff. Because, you know, I'm pretty masculine, and it's something that I was always kind of like happy about, if that makes sense, because I felt like it made it kind of easier to be around guys, if that makes sense. And also, like, I don't know, that's just kind of how I am. Like, I have 2 brothers. When Donovan and I would kind of get into arguments or like have issues, I didn't really understand where he was coming from or why he felt the way that he did. So, you know me, if Donovan tells me something, it's kind of like, like I hear it, but I don't really hear it. But if somebody else tells me the same thing that Donovan said, fire, flames, pew, now it all makes sense. I think it gives me, because I think Donovan understands what the issue is, but he can't tell me how to be more of a woman because he's a guy. So I think with Shira, it literally kind of gives me a better understanding as to why this is this. She's in a successful marriage. She's been married for over 20 years. She has kids. I like how her kids are. Like, so yeah, she's someone that she's someone that I'd want to be more like. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Sprinkle.
And then this is my last topic for the day, is we had our first gift card order. It's our first one.
On the new website.
Yeah, our first gift card order on a new website. Someone spent $100 for a gift card on the Square website. So shout out to everybody who is supporting the channel. I don't even think they were a YouTube person from YouTube. I gotta check. No, I think they bought a candle before. And then they bought a gift card for somebody. So I'm like, that's how you know the product good. When someone like, nah, you gotta get one of these candles. I'm gonna get it for you. Like, I'm gonna get you one of these candles.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple gift cards for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first one on this platform.
Listen, tell y'all. So we will be back here next Tuesday. You know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. And with that being said, we are almost there. We're almost there, guys. Almost at 6 month mark. And honestly, let me keep you updated. We will be doing a live in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The live will be coming out. Bamboo Project